Good evening. Welcome to Stacy's Closet. This is actually a very quick video. I'm just going to do a little follow-up. And this is a follow-up from my earlier video this week about what is love. So, if you're here, that means you're here on purpose, which means you have purpose. Now, welcome to Stacy's Closet. Now, as you can see, I am not dressed up at all. I still have on my work scrubs. Listen, honey, this is my work scrubs. But guess what? I got some super cute shoes that I wore for my work scrubs too. These are Steve Madden's. Y'all see that? They're gorgeous. I love them. Now, that is straight from Stacy's Closet. So let's get into it tonight. So this is just a quick follow-up because I kind of didn't mention something about love. That is actually extremely important in order for you to love successfully. Love is forgiving. Love is forgiving. Okay? It means sometimes you have to love yourself and forgive yourself for past mistakes that you've made. Sometimes you got to forgive others for mistakes they made because at the end of the day, we're all human. We are all human, which means we all make mistakes. We all do things that are wrong sometimes. Sometimes we even hurt people. We even hurt people that we love sometimes. Not on purpose, unintentionally. We hurt them in various ways. Let me just say this. For instance, if somebody cheats on you, they hurt you, right? We know that cheating is not necessarily an accident, right? It's not an accident. Cheating can come from a number of things. Maybe, and I know y'all are not going to like this, but maybe you're not necessarily doing everything that you're supposed to do at home for them. I'm not blaming you because it's up to that person. They got to take responsibility and accountability for what they did. But sometimes we may not be doing what we're supposed to do. Maybe that person may need more attention than we're giving, or maybe we're not capable of giving it at that time. But that's where communication comes in. But again, if that person makes a mistake, and sometimes they're cheating on you, really is a mistake. It really is. Mistakes happen because we're human. If you put a person in a position, sometimes anything can happen. You just never know. I hear people say, I would never cheat. Never say never, sweetheart, because you have no idea about what's to come. And not necessarily that meant that you don't love that person anymore. No. Sometimes, unfortunately, it's sad, but sometimes sex is just that. It's just sex. It has nothing to do with any emotions, anything else. Maybe they had some lust in them. They needed to get it out, and that's what happened. Okay? It just happens sometimes. Mistakes happen. We're human. Mistakes happen. Just because my sin looks different than yours doesn't mean that my sin is not sin. Sin is sin. It just looks different. So again, mistakes happen. We're human. And that's why forgiving. Love is forgiveness. Love is forgiving someone. Now, I also wanted to touch bases on, we talked about having a tree and, and all of that. I'm so sorry, you guys, excuse me. But we talked about, a tree. And some people are not meant to be in your life permanently. Some people are the branches. Some people are the leaves in your life. They're not your permanent thing. And so I wanted to talk to you about this branch thing, okay? Some people present themselves as a tree, but really they're a branch, right? I recently learned something. Thank you so much. She knows who she is. Thank you so much for this educational. Today is Teachable Tuesday. So I learned something today. Be teachable, you guys. Be teachable. So I learned something. She taught me about an iceberg. On the top of an iceberg, the top of it looks beautiful. It looks so magnificent. It is so beautiful, and it looks so welcoming. It looks like, oh my God, it just looks so beautiful. And it looks like, oh, I would love to just climb one of those, right? Then she flipped it and she showed me the bottom of an iceberg. So this is the real iceberg. The top is just the beauty. That's that top layer. But the bottom of it, the inside of it, is a beast. Oh, God. I was like, oh, you better not get tangled up in that iceberg, honey. You won't survive. That thing's a beast. Okay. Now, let's talk about that. Some people present themselves just like that iceberg. The outside is beautiful. Oh, honey, it looks good. And the inside is a beast. It is, oh, honey, that thing is nothing but some mess. They're manipulative. They're deceptive. They're devious. They're just, but the outside look good. So there was a branch. They presented themselves as the tree. That iceberg presented itself with all its beauty. Right? Then but the inside was a beast, something to be reckoned with. I don't know if y'all, if everyone is familiar with the Black Widow. The Black Widow lures the mate in, gets him all tangled up, and he gets, he's just so blown away by her beauty. He gets tangled up in it, right? And then she kills him. She mates with him and then she kills him. Some of us are like that Black Widow. We present ourselves with all of this beauty, and then we're beast. We're something to be reckoned with. And so that's the same thing I tell you with some of these branches. They present themselves as the tree, but in fact, they're really not. Now, I was having a conversation with this same young lady who taught me about the iceberg, right? And as we're talking, and I said, and I asked her the question, I said, well, do you think that a branch could become a tree? And she said, well, no. I said, well, scientifically, maybe. Maybe they can't happen. Scientifically, you can't take a branch and turn it into a tree, right? But I want you to think about something. Some of these branches are so connected with the tree. They're intertwined with the tree, right? You can't just cut them off any kind of way. You can climb on it. I don't know if you remember. I don't know if all y'all did this when y'all was kids. I was a tomboy, believe it or not. I was a tomboy. So I used to climb up on trees, honey. We used to flip, dip, jump off of them and everything, right? So you got up on there and you got you up on them, one of them good sturdy branches, right? And even as a kid, we knew as a kid, you didn't get up on them weak branches. You could look at the weak ones and you could see, oh, that's weak. I can't get out there. Some of the branches that we thought were strong, they presented themselves as strong. We would get on them and honey, that next thing you know, that thing was cracking. And so again, some of these branches, they're really not. It's not possible for them to be the tree. It's just not possible. They don't have the ability. It just ain't gonna happen. But I want you to think about something. If somebody cut your arm off, right? You're disabled. You're not at full capacity, is what they say. A part of you is missing, right? Okay, so if you cut off but you can cut off branches off of trees, and it's still a tree, right? But if you shave that tree and it has no branches on it, what is the benefit of the tree then? Because it doesn't really do it. It's not offering any more shade. It doesn't offer any more protection for the forest. It doesn't do any of that because you cut away everything on it. So you stripped it of everything, right? So that tree actually needs branches. So some of the branches can become the tree because they're so intertwined with the tree. You can't just cut that off. It ain't just gonna break any kind of way. So I say to you, I believe, this is just me, I believe that a branch can become a tree. I believe with work, with love, with forgiveness, understanding, and kindness, gentleness, again, forgiveness, that it can become the tree. So again, I do believe that that a branch can become a tree. So if you're with someone and you feel like they're a branch, right? You need to now check and see. And how you check and see is you need to look at their characteristics. You need to look at everything about them, and then you need to weigh their characteristics based off their mistake. Because sometimes their mistakes made you believe that they're nothing more than a branch, when in fact they really was the tree. They just made a mistake. Or sometimes maybe the branch hasn't became a tree because it lacks the maturity that it needs. So maybe they need to mature. Maybe it needs to grow. Think about it. Wine is not fine wine until it ages. It has a certain amount of maturity to it. And the older it is, the more value it is. It tastes better. It's not so bitter. Okay. So again, I say to you, love is patient. Okay. Sometimes we need to exhibit the patience that we're asking other people to have with us. Because if we make a mistake, we want people to have patience. We want them to have understanding. And so I say to you, if you have someone in your life and you, or even maybe you don't have someone in your life, and maybe you don't have someone in your life because of all the hurt and things that people have done, so you just don't trust people. Love is trusting. It really is. Love is understanding. Love is patient. And love is forgiving. So maybe you need to forgive yourself, because that's also that's a huge thing, because we don't forgive ourselves, right? We don't trust our opinions. We don't trust our instincts. We don't trust our like if we like someone, we don't trust that anymore. We start to question, well, I don't, I don't trust people. I done been hurt too many times. I don't trust people. So I can't do that. I don't, that's why I ain't got no friends. I'm not doing any of that friendship thing. And really and truly, the truth is, you need to forgive you. Forgive you for making that mistake with that man. Forgive you for making that mistake with that woman. Forgive you for making that mistake with that friend that stabbed you in the back, that hurt you. Forgive yourself. Again, forgive yourself. It's okay. We all make bad judgment calls at times. We have all picked a bad friend sometimes. I mean, really, it just happens. Again, sometimes people present themselves like that beautiful iceberg, and then you get entangled in it, and it's a beast. So again, forgive yourself. It's okay. Okay? So, again, love is forgiveness. Forgive yourself, baby. Please forgive yourself and love every part of you. Love comes with a certain amount of freedom. Freedom. Love comes with freedom. Because see, when you love with no boundaries. You love unconditionally. It doesn't have conditions on it. It doesn't have an expiration date on it. Love is without bounds. It doesn't have any limitations on it, okay? I love you as long as you don't. That's not love. That's not love. I've had people, and they could have been just saying it because they was joking. I don't know. I love you as long as you don't get no bigger. Okay, love, that's not love. That's not love. Love is going to look over. Love is going to look over that, because love sees the heart. Love sees the character. Love embraces all of you. Okay? So that means when you love yourself, you embrace all of you. When you love your neighbors, your friends, you embrace all of them. Embrace the differences. We're supposed to be different. Let me tell you, I don't want nobody to run around here acting like me. Because, honey, I'm a whole lot of woman. Whole lot of woman, a whole lot of personality going on up in here, okay? I am extra, I can be theatrical, I can be dramatic. I got a whole lot of stuff going on up in here, okay? I don't want another one running around here acting like me. So guess what? Embrace the differences. You should be different. Embrace every part of it and love it. And love it. Embrace the difference and love it. Again, I want you to love freely. Okay? Love freely. Love knows no bounds. Don't let unforgiveness and hurt and anger cause you to change the beautiful heart that you have. Don't do it. It's not worth it. You're cheating yourself out of life. Okay? Go out and live life and live it abundantly, okay? And live it in love and beautifully doing it, okay? Now, I'm getting ready to get off of here because I don't know about anybody else, but it's my dinner time. So I got to go eat, okay? And get out of all this work stuff, okay? I love you. I love you. And I'm giving you a hug. I love you. And there is absolutely nothing you can do about it, okay? Again, this is Stacy's Closet signing off. I love you.